Hello and welcome to week 2 of your Journey Through the Elements series. This week we're working with water. So in this 30-minute flow, we're really going to embodying both how water moves really fluidly, filling any space that it enters, and also how water comes to stillness quite easily and in a really beautiful way, like a still lake. So let's get started. We'll start on our backs for this practice. The option here is to take Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together, knees wide, the spine long, crown of the back of the head planted down, or you can have the legs extended or in any variation you'd like if this isn't comfortable. Bringing the hands down low on the belly, almost on the pelvis. Perhaps closing down the eyes or softening your gaze to something unmoving above you. And allowing yourself a few moments just to land into your breath, into your body. Starting to become really aware of the flow of the breath through the lungs. Letting your attention settle and float a little bit on the space between the inhale and the exhale, without feeling the need to control that pause. Perhaps imagining this breath as a tide washing in and out of the shore. Bring the hands to the outside of the thighs and draw the knees in towards each other if you are in Supta Baddha Konasana. And bring the feet out wide to the edges of the mat. Taking a few windscreen wipers, you might bring the arms out to a T shape in line with the shoulders. And then sending the knees over towards the left and the neck, the gaze over the right shoulder in the opposite direction. Inhale, come back through center with the head and the legs. And as you exhale, take the twist with the legs over to the right, gaze over the left. A few rounds like that with that tidal breath. Exhale as you go into the twist. Really gentle movements through the hips, through the spine to begin. When you come to center, bring the arms back alongside you, fingertips pointing towards the heels. And bring the heels in, the legs are parallel. See if you can reach for the backs of your heels, and if you can, draw them slightly away from you. But the feet are roundabout underneath the knees here, setting up for our bridge. From here, we'll take some imprints of the pelvis and the lower back. So as you inhale, feel the tailbone draw down into the earth as the lower back rounds away from the mat. And then as you exhale, lower the lower back all the way down, letting the pelvis draw up towards the knees. Inhale, lifting, grounding down through the tailbone, through the buttocks. Exhale as you imprint through the lower back, feel the whole back of the spine grounded. A few more like that with your own breath. Taking these first movements into the hips, into the pelvis, which in the chakra system of yoga is the place of the sacral chakra, whose element is water. The next time you exhale, stay with the imprint, and then begin to lift the pelvis, the hips off the mat, then the mid back, and then the upper back. Maybe the arms come with you, reaching up above the head, backs of the hands can land behind you. And then as you exhale, begin to lower down one vertebrae at a time And still the hips, the lower back are planted down. Then the lower back lifts, tailbone draws down. And then inhale, find that imprint before you begin to peel your way up, maybe arms following. Exhale, take your time, lower down. A few more rounds just like that. Perhaps getting a little bit deeper, a little bit higher with the hips each time. Seeing if you can let the breath initiate each movement and be really aware of every single shift in the body. Next, exhale, land at the bottom. Take a moment in stillness. Again, like water, the tide flows in and out. The river runs easily. And then at a dam or at a lake, it just becomes effortlessly still. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And take a few rock and rolls up and down the spine. As many as you'd like that feel fun and playful and nice on the back, until you're ready to make your way through cross legs or otherwise into a tabletop position. Wrists come under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, tailbone lifts, chest opens. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, chin to chest. Round through the spine, inhale. Exhale, moving like water, really fluid and soft. After your next exhale, come to a neutral spine here. You'll draw the right knee up towards the right elbow, then out towards the side in line with the hip, and back down, keeping it hovering off the earth. Back to the right elbow in little circles, out and back down. Any movements here into the hip that feel really nice. Keep it really fluid. Keep both hands pressing down evenly into the mat. Staying engaged through the core. Flossing out into the watery space of the hips, the pelvis. Change the direction, so you're going out and then up to the elbow. Notice where the breath goes. And then next time your elbow lands at the right elbow, your knee lands at the elbow, plant the foot to the outside of the hand. You might shuffle the back knee backwards, coming into your wide-legged or lizard lunge. You might like to take some gentle movements here, maybe some props come under the hands. Anything that feels intuitive or good in your body is welcome, and that might be stillness. Come into stillness, draw the right arm forward and up, finding a twist here, both shoulders drawing away from the ears. Maybe you reach the right arm back, maybe taking a hold of that back foot as it kicks up in towards the hips. From here, as you inhale, you're welcome to come onto the blade edge of the right foot, wing out that knee, and then open, pressing the left foot into the hand to open through the chest. As you exhale, draw the heel in towards the buttocks, plant the sole of the foot down. Inhale to open up, finding a gentle back bend, a deepening of the twist. Exhale, intensify the stretch through the front of the left thigh. Two more like that, using that tidal breath. Lower the back foot really gently without slingshotting. Bring the right foot to meet the left and sink the hips back towards the heels. A short little child's pose here, forehead to the mat. Inhale, come back up to your tabletop. Find your alignment. Left knee this time comes to the left elbow. Out to the side in line with the hip and back down towards the right knee, finding your little hip circles here. Staying stable through the rest of the body. And change the direction. Next time the knee comes up to the elbow, find your lizard lunge, planting the foot to the outside of the mat. And again, any intuitive movement here. Remembering that we as humans, yes, we've made ourselves act a little bit like machines, but in reality we are nature. We can take on this element of water among many others and lose our sense of expectation or goals or planning, and just finding what feels good naturally without thinking about it, just letting the body guide you, letting the breath guide you. Come back through center, left arm reaches forward and up. Maybe you stay here enjoying this twist, or maybe you reach the left arm back towards the right foot. Finding that flow as you inhale, opening up. Exhale, drawing the foot back in, looking down. Inhale to open. Exhale, draw it in. 2 more with your own breath. Make it juicy. Release your back foot when you've finished, lowering it down gently to the mat. And again, come back to your child's pose. Take a rest here. Inhale, lift up onto hands and knees. Tuck the toes and the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Taking again any intuitive movements here that allow you to settle, allow you to land. Pressing into the hands to press the chest away and towards the thighs while you wrap the armpits actively in towards each other. Bend the knees as much as you need here. Bring your gaze up between the hands. Generous bend through the knees as you take some baby steps up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Again, in this shape, bending the knees as much as you need to find release through the spine. You can take a hold of opposite elbows here. Feeling the weight of the arms draw you down. Finding some space between the vertebrae. As you inhale here, imagine energy drawing up from the soles of the feet, up the legs, out the hips. And as you exhale like a waterfall, it runs down the spine, out the crown of the head. The stability in the legs like a mountain. As you inhale, maybe the hips lift a little higher. And as you exhale, this washing down, this rinsing through the spine. Keep the legs stable as you begin to draw the elbows over towards the right, up to the side, finding a stretch through the left side body, making your way through center, and then the exhale ripples through as you come over to the left, finding that right side body stretch and down back through your forward fold. One more like that in that set direction. Switching to the exhale as you come through center. Bending the knees as much as you need to find space here. Come to the other side, taking 2 circles like that in your own time with your own breath. Meeting me in a forward fold at the bottom when you're done. Releasing the grip of the hands, letting them drape towards the earth or onto any props that you like. Inhale, halfway lift. Use the whole breath to lengthen the spine. Fingertips to the mat or shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, hinge from the hips to stand. Palms can meet at the top. Maybe your gaze lifts, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Feel the strength of this mountain pose. Stability allowing us to flow. Earth nourishing water. In the spirit of that, as you inhale, arms sweep down, bend through the knees, sitting the hips back like you're sitting on a chair. Lift the arms up, finding your chair pose. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Subtle tuck of the tailbone to lift up through the lower belly, protecting the lower back. As you inhale, can imagine you're picking up the left leg and drawing it up, extending the bottom leg, finding your stalk pose, hands lift, knee up towards the chest, flexing through the foot to keep it active. Inhale here. Exhale, take your time moving through water to make your way back to a crescent lunge, landing softly, lifting the arms again. Generous bend through the front knee, soft bend through the back knee. Inhale, keep drawing the lower belly in and up. Exhale, open up, warrior two, back heel plants down, toes pointing in. Find your warrior two, find that stillness, that ease, like water resting on a lake. Let the shoulders settle away from the ears. Inhale, flip the front palm, lean forward and draw it back, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to the front thigh. Left arm can sweep overhead, maybe gaze under the armpit. Inhale, back to your reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Make it really flowy. Any movements of the arms that feel good, one more like that. Come back up to your warrior two. Inhale, fly your warrior, extend the front leg, palms meet at the top. Turn the front toes in, heels slightly out, hands through heart as you fold forward. First coming with the torso parallel to the earth, fingertips to blocks or the earth beneath you. If you have more space here, keeping a longer spine, you can hinge a bit further, letting the head and neck hang heavy, maybe hands between the feet. Wide-legged forward fold. You might take some gentle movements here, bending one knee and then the other. Then plant the right hand underneath the face, spine long. Inhale, the left arm lifts. Find a twist here. Maybe gaze coming up to the top fingertips. From here, begin to bend into your right knee, finding a variation of our skandasana. Keep twisting open. And then land down, finding your high or low skandasana. Right toes point out, left toes can come up, coming onto the heel, either high here or low, hips beneath the knees. Find your variation. From here, hands to the earth or no hands, can you come over to the other side? And back. Maybe you add some watery hands, whatever feels good for you. Land with the right knee bent. Bring your gaze over the left foot, over that leg. And then again, hands or no hands, make your way to frame that foot. Finding an easy twist with the right hand planted, left arm reaches up. Keep drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Fully find space over the heart. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, move slowly like water. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Lower the shin down to the mat behind the wrist and swing the ankle out so it's behind the left wrist. Send the back leg back in space to lower the hips down. Option here to place a block under the right or left hip, whatever feels good. And here we flow instead of landing in stillness. Bring the fingertips up towards the torso and slightly out to the outside edges of the mat. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale, fold forward, elbows high. Inhale, lift like a dynamic cobra. Exhale, you fold. See if you can really notice the space between the inhale and the exhale. That transition between the movements. Inhale, rise back up. Plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, step back, downward facing dog. Bring the gaze between the hands and walk the feet up to your forward fold at the back of the mat now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, hinge the hips, rising on up. Urdhva Hastasana, maybe gaze up to the hands. Exhale, hands through heart. Find your stance with the feet that you'd like for your chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up, sink the hips back, knees drawing back, chest opening, lower belly draws in and up. Inhale, begin to draw the right leg up as you extend the bottom leg, finding your stalk. Right toes point up towards the knee. How high can you lift that knee? Inhale, find length. Exhale, like you're moving through water in slow motion, coming back to your crescent lunge. Generous bend through the front knee, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two and land. Gaze over the front fingertips. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse. Keep the back hand light on the leg if it's there. Exhale, extended side angle. Maybe gaze under the top armpit. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Moving like a tide on the shore, effortless at each transition. Inhale back to your warrior two. Keep that front knee nice and generously bent. Inhale, extend the front leg, fly your warrior. Bring the left toes to point in line with the right, folding down into your variation of this wide-legged forward fold. Bring the left hand in front of the face on the earth. Lift the right hand up, finding your twist towards the right. Bending into the left knee, finding this twisted skandasana variation. And then that knee points out, toe point out. Find your skandasana, can be high or low. High or low, you might flow side to side. Any flowing movements that feel good in the upper body. One more each side and then land with the left knee bent. Hands to heart or the earth. Take your gaze over the right foot and then make your way into your easy twist back to the front edge of your mat. Maybe you heel toe the front foot out a bit. Plant the left hand, right arm rises. Inhale across the heart. Exhale, plant the hand, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, use the whole breath to lift it back up. Exhale, whole breath, left knee, left elbow. Draw the shin down to the earth. Find your pigeon pose, sending the right leg back in space, using any props that you'd like to here. Fingertips wide, chest open, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, elbows high. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale. Exhale, fully let it be soft and slow. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back up. And this time we'll just send the left hip over to the side. Bring the right leg forward. From here, send both legs long out in front of you. Bring the right leg over the left, sole of the foot to the earth. You're welcome to stay here, or maybe you bring the left heel in towards the buttocks. From here, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, right arm back, left arm hugging the front knee. Finding a twist here through the spine, through the belly. Inhale, gaze comes forward, arms rise. Exhale, turn towards the left side, and we'll take a little transition onto the other side. Lifting the hips, keeping the feet exactly where they are. Come back through a little forward fold, and then keep twisting towards the left. You should be able to find that same shape on the other side if you didn't just unravel the legs, get there like you did earlier. See if you can ground both sitting bones down to the earth. Feet nice and grounded wherever they are. Inhale, arms rise again. Exhale, twist left arm to the base of the spine, right arm hugging the knee. Twisting, maybe gaze over that back shoulder. Inhale, arms rise back through center. Exhale, this time hands come behind you, lean back to simply unravel the legs. Bend the knees and come towards the front of your mat so you have space behind you to roll down, and bring a block or some kind of support with you if you would like to take a supported bridge. Otherwise, you're welcome to take an unsupported one. We'll inhale to open the chest while seated, and then exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae rolling down. Feeling the lower belly imprint back down to the mat. Draw the heels back in towards the hips, knees high. From here, lift the hips like we did earlier, and you can place the block or whatever prop you have on any height underneath the sacrum, that place between the hips and the lower back. You can stay here. Maybe the arms come overhead. Maybe you'd like to extend the legs long as it doesn't create any pinching or pain through the lower back. Opening through the front of the hips. On each inhale, imagine this blue, watery light running from the toes, up the legs, up the spine and out the crown of the head. And the exhale, that blue, watery light washes back down towards the feet. If the legs are extended, please bring the soles of the feet back to the mat, bending through the legs. Lower the arms if they're above the head and lift the hips just gently to remove whatever prop you've got underneath them, lowering the spine back down. Take a moment in neutral to feel the body back down even further towards the mat. And then draw the knees in towards the chest. Lift the feet up, either taking a hold of the outside of the feet, the calves or the thighs, finding your happy baby as the knees draw down towards the elbows on the outside of the arms. Keep the whole lower back implanted down and the back of the head grounded onto the mat. This final opening and love into the watery space of the hips. And then draw the knees in towards the chest and extend them long, finding your little savasana, opening up, taking up space. I'll guide you out when it's time. Please gently draw your attention back into the body, feeling yourself floating, resting on the mat. And let the breath become a little deeper, washing through you like a tide on the shore. A cooling, nourishing breath. And beginning to make some gentle movements, allowing them to be really intuitive without any thinking behind them. Eventually making your way to a comfortable seat in a really slow and nurturing way. Bringing the hands to heart in Anjali Mudra when you get there, keeping the eyes closed or downcast and soft. And we bow the forehead down towards the hands in gratitude for ourselves, for showing up, for connecting to this natural, intuitive, and flowing part of ourselves. And in gratitude for this practice that gives us the tools to do so. Namaste.